Welcome back to my studio. We're painting Santa Fe today, and I'm going to be working on some Chamisa right here. This is you see this all over Santa Fe, and it's a beautiful, feathery, soft plant. And it's just really pretty. It's yellow, it's soft whites, it's just all different variations of colors. And I'm actually making this one with mixtures of my white plus dioxin purple and white plus phthalo blue, and then a little bit of a soft green made of cadmium yellow medium and phthalo blue and white. So I first start blocking in the flowers. These are just soft little colors. And I just get a lot of variation of different color up in here. And they'll break over these African daisies here in the back. This is some of my phthalo blue plus white. I just want a wide variation of different color in here. These are in the shadows, so they're not really getting any light hitting them. I block in my flowers first, and that's so that I can keep that flower color nice and crisp and clean. And I just want to tell you right now, to see the entire step-by-step process of this painting with lots of explanations, lots of all my color mixtures and stuff, visit my blog. The link is in the description below, and I take you through the entire painting. And again, there's color mixtures, there's a lot of the painting theory. You'll see my reference pictures, so go to my blog. Again, the link is in the description below. And you can also subscribe to my blog, and that way you'll receive an email every time I make a new post. Now I'm going to start working on the foliage here. And this is a mixture of phthalo blue plus cadmium orange plus some white. It's some of the same mixture that I've used on my salvia, which you can just see a little tip here in the corner. Just bringing some of the phthalo blue in here. I pre-mix all my colors so that I don't have to worry about mixing while I'm painting. Now occasionally I'll go back and I have to add a little bit here and there, but add a little maybe white to a mixture or something, but basically I have all of my color mixed. My dark is just phthalo blue plus liquid, because that gives you a cool dark in the depth of the foliage. Some of these colors are almost the same as the flowers. This is a very subtle plant. It's not a bright plant like some of my other flowers, like these African daisies right in here, or the geraniums. But I just wanted a nice subtle color in here. I'm blocking these in, and again, as I block in the greens, you can see how my brush picked up some of that white, or the lighter color from the flowers. So if I had done my greens first, then when I tried to get my flowers in there, it would have picked that color up, and that flower color wouldn't stay nice and green, or nice and pretty. Excuse me, not nice and green. Sometimes I don't have much brain-mouth coordination. Again, I get this in here. Now I'm going to add my little stems, little branches and stuff. Let me add a little white. Now I do need to add a little white into this mixture of my green, these stems. And so then this is just a real fine brush. And I just drag these into the wet paint. And the paint behind there is still wet, so these drag in here pretty easily. But it drags over the dark of the foliage. And they're not real distinct, but I want them to be there without just being real distinct. And I showed in my video, you saw at the beginning, you saw just a kind of a step-by-step progression of how the painting progressed. But again, if you want to see the entire thing with explanations and color mixtures, just visit my blog. Again, that link is in the description below. And these are just put in here very loosely. As I get down here underneath, the stems are more woody, so I use a darker mixture. Actually, I'm going to use a bigger brush for those. Get these in here. Again, this is just a very soft plant. So a lot of this is not just real distinct. I want this to just add some light into this corner, but not be just as vibrant as these coming into the focal point of the painting. Now I'm going to add some of the more woody stems underneath. And these are a mixture of my mud, which is 2 parts of ultramarine blue, plus 1 part of alizarin crimson. And then I add a little liquid into that to make it a little more liquid to where it's more pliable, I guess. And these trunks and branches, they come down. I just kind of let my brush just dance on the canvas here. Again, I'm not just following my reference real distinctly. These are, doesn't really matter. You can make a branch go pretty well any way you want it to, and it's not going to be wrong. As long as you get the basic feel of the plant. Now I'm going to come back in and add a little bit of highlight onto my flowers. And I just, again, add a little bit more white into those mixes that I had for my flowers. And this is a bright brush. This is a square-ended brush, and that's called a bright brush. And I clean it out really well. In fact, that's the secret. If you want to have nice, pretty, clean, crisp colors on your canvas, use a clean brush. And now the light's going to be just tip-topping these. I have to be very careful laying that paint on over the green, because you can see my brush picks up some of the green. So I have to keep wiping my brush. These are just clumps of flowers kind of at the ends of those stems. And the flowers don't have a distinct shape like my African daisies do. They're just little balls of kind of fluff. But they're just a soft, pretty little flower that are very, very typical of what you see in Santa Fe. High desert. See, that's picked up some of that green, so I'll just have to clean this brush out. Just keep wiping it, cleaning it. I remember when I first saw Chamisa, it was like, oh, that is so beautiful. It's just a very airy, light plant. And unfortunately, a lot of people have allergies to it when it's blooming. A lot of people will be sniffling, but it's worth the allergies to me. It's so pretty. And it blooms in the fall, and it comes in just shades of yellows and these soft green grays. Just a very pretty color. And a little more white right in here. And that's our Chamisa. It's a very quick to paint. It's a beautiful little plant. Again, I'm going to add a few more stems here where the light is catching them. The sunlight now is coming over this coyote fence, and so it's catching these little stems here. I really appreciate you watching my YouTube videos. Please subscribe to my channel. And again, visit my blog.